This is Lansdowne Road, the voice of the fans, and this is 5 players that we think can help lead Ireland to the World Cup in 2026. David Dunn here, joined by Conor McAvoy, and as always, if you haven't already, please do subscribe to the YouTube channel, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, or whatever it is. Subscribe to the channel, head over to our Facebook, Instagram, and our Twitter account. And also, if you want an opinion, head over to lansdowneroad.ie. That is lansdowneroad.ie. And don't forget, if you want to catch us in London, if you're around the North London area, on the 20th of June, head over to the Claddagh Ring, where we have a live interview and book signing, actually, with the man himself. I'm trying to find his graphic that I did. There we go. David Ford. He is live. 20th of June, 8 p.m. We're going to have him in the Claddagh Ring. £30 gets you a book, a signing if you want it, a ticket to the event, and free grub. And it's good grub as well. It's in an Irish bar there in North London. And of course, all proceeds go to Hacks, which do fantastic work. Whew. Right, after that intro, Conor, how are you doing? This is the first video we've done after the international window, the June international window, and we're back on the horse again, to quote yourself.
Yeah, I'm good. It's good to be back on the horse. You don't want to stay off the horse for too long. But no, I'm good. It was good to record just Prendy after the international window. Got a break from you, but I'm great. Thanks. Looking forward to recording this video.
That's charming, isn't it? After I nurtured him through Luxembourg, guided him, looked after and protected him as well from the ruffians, the mean streets of Luxembourg. But there you go. No good deed goes unpunished. Yes, it was fun, I suppose. Still haven't heard back from the hotel I gave out about my Wi-Fi or lack thereof. Yeah, ain't gonna get back to it. That's it. It's done. Anyway, right. So we have 5 players who we think are going to lead us to the World Cup,
or the potential. There's 5 lads that are somewhat either uncapped or not really given the opportunity so far to flourish in Irish jersey. Not your usual. I don't think it'd be a bit boring if we said Evan Ferguson and Finn Azaz and
Nathan Collins.
Nathan Collins are going to lead us to our cup. Like this is like a genius. It's 5 lads that we think Dave could potentially either break into the starting 11 and have a huge impact, or become a very valuable squad member in these upcoming qualifiers.
Okay, well, let's get into it. Tell us what you think, by the way, in the comments. Let us know, you lovely raw faithful out there. Number 1, and this is in no particular order, by the way. But number 1 is Rocco Vata, Conor.
Yeah.
Tell us about him.
I think it's an obvious one, Dave, isn't it? Just how excited he's made all Irish fans over the last, you'd say, probably 6-8 months since his move to Watford. Don't know why you're making it up like that.
Yes, I the dancing in the streets, Conor, as I make my way to my recording studio, i.e. my flat. But yeah.
No, we all know he's just a wonderful player. He's exceptional talent. Something we really lack in an Irish winger really is someone who gets people off their feet as much. We have a lot of wingers that very pacey, can take a man on, but after they beat the man, you don't know what's going to happen. But with Rocco, you kind of know he's going to get the ball to feet. He's going to take someone on. He loves a long-range worldie, which, as Martin would say, his favorite goal was when he hit the ball at the sound of the net.
Beautiful sounding goals, doesn't he?
It sounded so nice. But I think he's an obvious one. He's exceptionally talented, has a brilliant football brain. He's not just a goal scorer off the wing. He can create chances. I think he's something we really lack in a winger. We don't really have a creative winger as such. We have a lot of wingers that either contribute in either one particular aspect they're very strong in, and they're kind of weak in other aspects. Whilst I think Vata's more of the full package. And I think he's one that was we knew we wanted to see in the June camp. I think Heimer probably wanted to see him in the June camp, but he was carried a knock. So I think in September, hopefully, like at the start of next season, he'll start flying at Watford again, and Heimer will be left with no option but to start him, because there's definitely a starting position within that Ireland team pretty much straight away. So hopefully we'll see the best of Rocco Vata in September.
Yeah, and obviously he's got all the tools. I mean, that goal against Fulham, my goal of the year. Sorry, Brendan, my goal of the year, and I stand by it. He sent me that video on rep tracker that you put together, the 5 goals, and I said it to him. I stand by it, Brendan. I stand by it. Yeah, and that is something we've been lacking. I agree with everything you said there. But the one thing we've been lacking in the team is somebody that can hit from distance, that can win you games, that can get you points, that can get you a last ditch point. There's somebody that can just hit it. We haven't had someone to do that for a very long time. Probably Harahan. That's probably the last player that we had that could hit it from distance, like, or Glenn Whelan, actually. Just said, oh, it's not working. Bang, I'll have a go. There you go. Top corner, 1-1, So, yeah, no, fantastic. And hopefully we'll see a lot more of him. Next up we have, and I mean, yeah, this is sort of an obvious one as well. Bosun Lawal. He's your boy. He was involved in the last camp, but he didn't play. He came in for the Luxembourg game, but he didn't play any minutes, which I was very disappointed with. Actually, I really wanted him to feature. I don't know why I didn't start him or just give him like a half an hour. I know he didn't have a lot of football at Stoke. This is the type of player, Conor, isn't that we've been crying out for the last while. That could, if we have a guy that's excelling in this position, this type of player who's really excelling, it sort of completes the package a bit for the team.
Yeah, as you know, Dave, he's probably my favorite Irish player. One of
all time. Yeah,
I have about 10 favorite Irish players, and I decide on each individual day which one's my favorite on the day. But no, I think he's an unbelievable player. Dave is he missed massively in midfield. We have lads. In fairness, we have some big physical players. We have some little small technical players. We have some lads that you get on the ball, they just make it sidewards and backwards. And I think Boston's what we lack. We just don't have someone who's more of a complete package. He has the physicality, he has the size, he has the ability to play on the half turn, which we massively lack from our holding midfielders. That's why I made such a big deal about Andy Moran when he came on against England, because he went deeper and he actually played on a half turn, which we never see from the players playing in the holding role for Ireland. And he has that physicality and strength to not just win tackles or break up play, but pick up the ball and drive through midfield, which is another thing we massively lack. When of the last time we've seen an Irish midfielder pick up the ball in the middle of the park and just go past one or two men instead of just turning backwards and give it to the centre half sort of fullbacks? It's been a long, long time since we've seen a midfielder have that sort of ability. Probably not even in my lifetime. I don't even think.
Probably Roy Keane.
Yeah, like even players even that I would remember in my time, like there's probably been no one, which makes it probably so exciting. He's kind of that new generation of Irish players that has a technical ability, has the size, he has the physicality, and all he really needs now really is that run at Stoke on the start of next season, which I think will be the starting of the blossom of Bosun Lawal. We've known for years how good he is. We watched the training the day before the match, and I thought he looked actually very impressive. He looked one of the standout players, and it was very disappointing not to see him play against Luxembourg. But I'm not, to be honest, I wasn't shocked not to see it, because he was brought in as a late call up, and they're more likely to give a lad an opportunity who was already in the squad and was training the last week and a half. But you could tell that he's kept himself in good shape and he's kept himself fit, because he probably knows it's going to be the biggest preseason of his career now. This year he had a horrible year with that back injury that was he got through preseason last year with Celtic, and then they discovered the back injury in his trial at his medical at Stoke. So I just think he is it. He has it, which we don't have in our Irish midfield. We don't have someone who has star quality or that could make a bit of an X factor. So I think hopefully come September we'll see him make his debut. And I don't know, it's very unlikely to see a lad starting their debut, but I just think he's just what we're missing in our midfield, and Heimer has to take that chance.
No, absolutely. We can't really. How long have we said it that the midfield is a weak point for this team? So you have a guy potentially can fix that. And when I say Roy Keane, I don't probably be the last player to do that. I know Roy Keane didn't take players on, but he'd always pass forward. He'd always drive forward with the ball. Forward, forward, forward. None of this squaring it. None of this going back. Always forward. The Man United way at the time. No, I do agree, and I was very disappointed, and I don't know why. Because the guy he was potentially coming in to replace didn't get him in either. Josh Honahan. So I'm not laughing at Josh. I really wanted to see him have a go. But anyway, next player, Andrew Moran. You mentioned him in the last time. I know you think the sun shines out of his arse, Connor. And most of these lads, to be fair, I haven't seen enough of him. I know he's technically very good. We saw him against England, but we were 4-0 down when he came on. So, with all due respect to Andrew or Andy. Is it Andy or Andrew?
It's whatever you want to call him. Well, obviously his real name's Andrew, but
Michael.
Call him Andy Moran.
Michael Moran. When Andy, I wanted to see him start against Luxembourg as well, just to see what he's got. Come in, he's never started for Ireland, has he? He's always come in as a sub, as an impact sub. But anyway, go on. I know you've absolutely fawned all over him on previous podcasts. Go on. Let's hear you.
It's just a travesty to Irish football, Dave, that he hasn't been more embedded in the senior setup at this stage. It's just crazy to me. As you know, Dave, I said he's the most talented number 10 we've produced in a long, long, long time. Probably the best number 10 we've had in underage football in terms of Irish players that we've seen. He was the best number 10 when he was under 18 Premier League, best number 10 when he was in the Premier League 2 at Brighton. He looked like the next Irish superstar in that position, or probably the first one in a long, long, not even the next one, because we hadn't had that many. But I think he's been drifted out on poorly advised loans in terms of going to Blackburn on loan, going to Stoke on loan. Two clubs where, yeah, if you're fighting at the top of the championship, you're doing all right because you're going to be playing nice football and dominating games. But two teams that were not dominating games, they were fighting at the bottom of the championship for their lives.
Lower, yeah.
And he was getting thrown out. No, he was doing all right at the start of the season with Stoke. Now he's doing quite well playing in that sort of like deeper role with a different manager in. And then when Mark Robbins came in, threw him out in the right-hand side for a while and then stopped playing him altogether because he's not a winger. But I just think he is, in terms of number 10s that we have, we only really have Finn Azaz, and they're sort of different types of number 10s. Finn Azaz is more of your just directly thinking of how can I score an assist, whilst Andy Moran is more about he can get up, pick up the ball, drive past a few men. He can play. His ability to play on the half turns absolutely exceptional. He'd keep things ticking over as well, and I just think that it honestly is a travesty that he's not been more embedded in the Irish style at this stage. Luxembourg was the perfect game to bring him in. Like, if you can't trust him against Luxembourg, who are you going to trust him against? Because I know he hadn't played as much football as recently at the end of the season with Stoke. But in that number 10 position, we played Ferguson, and there's no way in God's green earth is Evan Ferguson anywhere close to what Andy Moran is as number 10. And something like that would have been a good confidence booster probably for the lad ahead of next season. I think he's going to need a good loan next year because he signed a new deal at Brighton next summer. They know how good he is. They won't want to lose Andy on a permanent deal. It's about getting the right loan, Dave, isn't it? And then kicking on. Yeah.
He has to go to the continent. Going to the championship. There's no point going to the championship. Go to the continent. Championship, unless he's, as you say, he's playing at a top team like a Burnley or something like that under Vincent Kompany. Yeah. They played flying football, but that's the difference. Burnley under Kompany would have been a good fit. Burnley under Scott Parker, no, wouldn't have been a good fit either. Send him to the continent. Let his game breathe a little bit. Yeah, I do agree. He should have absolutely started. Just very quickly, just a little bit off topic. That's the first major mess up. We're trying to watch your language here of Heimer Halvorsen, isn't it? The Luxembourg. He's totally mismanaged that game, hasn't he? Like that's everything else he did made really perfect sense. But that's the first real blot in the copybook, that, isn't it?
Yeah. I wasn't angry at all about that after the match.
No, you were very calm about it, Conor. Yeah.
I was very. No, yeah, but yeah, it was. I thought it was terrible management. I'm not going to say him too much because I already did ask the match, and I actually still think he's a very good manager. I just think he had to give lads more of an opportunity. I think he gave more lads an opportunity in the Senegal game, which was 5 times the tougher opponent rather than Luxembourg. I don't think no matter who he would have put out in the pitch against Luxembourg on last Tuesday, I don't think the result would have been any different, really. I don't think anyone could have played really any worse or give any less. So yeah, it was a perfect opportunity to get the likes of Andy and Bosun some minutes, meaningful minutes, to even just establish themselves ahead of next season, because it always looks good on the CV to say, oh yeah, look at him, he's playing for his country value him highly. Why doesn't a club want to take them? So yeah, it's very disappointing.
Was indeed. Next up, another one of your love children, Sinclair Armstrong. Talk to us about him.
I'm waiting for the comments from our usual suspects who like to have a go at me about Sinclair Armstrong. But no, as I've said to I don't know if you watched the stream me and Martin did the other day, I said I couldn't help but feel that we have 3 strikers in the setup at the moment: Parrott, Ferguson, Ida. Parrott and Ferguson kind of want to play the similar way. I know they're physically different types of players, but both of them love to come to feet and get the ball into feet and link up play and then get into the box. And Ida kind of does try and do the same at times. It depends on it. Some days with Ida, he tries to do the same, and then the next day he'll try and go in behind, and then the next day he just won't bother running at all. So I just think what the profile of player Sinclair Armstrong is, I think he would be perfect when we go away and play Portugal at home, go to Hungary away, go to these teams away where you need a striker who can pick up the ball, who can, if you pass it to his feet, he'll turn, he'll run at the defenders, he'll strike fear in the defenders. You put the ball in behind, he'll chase it down all day long. 75% probably the time he's going to win that ball because he was the fourth fastest striker in Europe last season, faster than Mbappe, which is no easy feat. So I just think what he has as a profile of a striker, we just don't have, Dave. All our strikers are so similar. We don't have one that can get in behind, cause havoc, and people go on about goals, this, goal, that. But there's certain games where a goal scoring striker mightn't be what's needed to kind of win the game. When we go to Portugal away, is there any benefit of playing Ferguson or Parrott when you're saying, oh well, they've scored more goals, but they're never going to get any real opportunities. While Sinclair would probably create an opportunity for himself. You put him behind and he'll pick up the ball and he'll run at defenders and he strikes the fear in defenders, which we don't have. But he does need to score. He does need to score more goals. But I do think that when that all does click, it will be a scary sight for most people.
Yeah, I see what you mean. Like you have three lads that are very similar, but you want somebody who's a bit more of a bulldozer who can, just different. Different horse for different courses, and yeah, I get that. I understand that. I understand the logic. Of course, you're going to get absolute pelters for that, aren't you? Goal scoring striker might not be what we need.
But it's not when you go to these.
Call them out in it, folks.
There's 11. There's 11 players on the pitch for a reason.
We have
a goal scoring goalkeeper if you really want to do that.
Oh, here we go now. Sorry, Mrs. Keeley. she's going for me. I know. But I do get what you mean. I genuinely do not be facetious. I do understand what you mean, but hopefully we'll see him.
He does need to score more goals next season, but I think he will. And he creates a lot. He's the type of player. Someone that creates a lot of chances for themselves. And if they're working on that trait every day, it's just naturally going to improve. And these chances are going to get there. And even some sort, you might get more luck and goals. Might get a couple of tap-ins next season, which always helps a player.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And then of course the last one, not really surprising. Also involved in the last squad. It got a few minutes. That's Mr. John Fitzpatrick. John Patrick. I think Fitzpatrick, I want to make him more Irish and he needs to sound more Irish.
His name's John Joe Patrick Finn. I think he's all right.
No, that needs to be John Joe Fitzpatrick Finn. I'm telling you, like, we need to, he's not Irish enough. He came on for a few minutes against, he had a terrible season really at Ram, relegated by Metz, and he got about, 5-8 minutes, thereabouts, in the game against Luxembourg. He didn't do anything wrong. People were going on like he was the next Roy Keane, and I'm not having a go at John Patrick. But, he just came on, he just kept the ball, and, it was very...
a flick on the edge of the box, which everyone was very happy with.
That was very nice, to be fair. I did
like
that.
Though he did win 2 duels, and the rest of our midfielders the whole match didn't win 2 duels between them.
And look, to be fair, that's not he did well. He did nothing wrong. He did absolutely nothing wrong. But that's not a fair way to assess him. Because that was a poisonous performance. That was pure rubbish. From Ireland, that game, absolutely dreadful. So I probably could have come on and done a job in that game for 2 minutes or so anyway, just as long as you get the ball away from me. He's the next one up. He's obviously got a big season now. He's a few decisions to make, hasn't he? Like, he's probably going to probably stay at Ram. He's probably going to play more at Ram now that they're in League 2 in France. So, tell us a bit more about him.
Yeah, it's an awkward one now with him because we've seen that 5 minutes, which probably has helped his thought process in terms of what Heimer thinks of him. Because he came on in 5 minutes and easily probably could have hid in the middle of the park and done nothing. But he did try and get involved. He did put a couple of tackles in. It's not like he put in a magnificent display. He did all he really could, to be honest. And I think we're just happy that someone did that because a lot of the Irish players like to kind of hide sometimes. And next season is going to be so big for him because, like, how's the second tier of France going to be looked at is Heimer going to take it as the same level as a lad playing in the Championship, or is he going to take it at the same level as someone playing in the Scottish Premiership? Because it might be the stage he might look at that as like League One in England, where you don't even consider a lad because not playing at a high enough level. But I think that would be wrong to do so, because there's so many talented players in France. I'd imagine so many talented young players, especially playing in the second tier, that I think it mightn't do him any harm next season. Obviously, he's not the level we want to see him playing at, but it'll probably be more consistent minutes to starting week in, week out. He's 21 now, could be 22. I'm not sure if he's turned 22 yet, but he's at the stage now where he needs to play week in, week out. There was a while where he was in a bit of purgatory in his career when he was just floating about the Getafe bench and not doing too much and not getting the minutes he probably needed to develop. And it's exactly, his profile is exactly what we need, Dave, in the middle park. But like Bosun, obviously he has a lot of areas he still needs to grow out if he wants to be a regular starter for Ireland. But next season could be perfect for him in terms of getting them minutes in more of the second year, probably be more of a development league for him in terms of not the same stress. Obviously they'll need to get promoted back to the top tier, and they'll probably dominate most games next season, and he'll probably be on the ball a lot, making things happen, probably growing his confidence. And if he's able to do that next season, there's no reason why he shouldn't still be in the Ireland squad. A lot of our midfielders have been either relegated to Championship or playing at level up, probably not high enough to maybe think that John Patrick shouldn't be in consideration. He done well when he came on. He has the profile of player we do need in the middle of the park. And at least we have the two lads on this list that have that sort of big profile, which we do miss. And
yeah,
listen, it's a bit early to say that John Patrick's going to come in September and tear things up, but he's shown in them 5 minutes that he does have something, a bit of something about him that can add to our squad, which we do lack. And if he can tear it up next season in the second tier, or even get a move this summer, which we probably highly doubt because he only joined them in January, it could be the right step in his career.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Will be interesting to see, because I know historically Irish managers, even top tier leagues abroad, they don't count them. They would put the Championship over a lot of top tier leagues around Europe. So it'd be interesting to see what happens. I doubt there's going to be many coming in for him with Ram, because he didn't really impress it. He didn't. He was okay, but one thing you'd always saw when he'd always wanted to get on the ball, he wanted to do something. He just didn't or couldn't. But he was playing on a very, very, very poor Ram side. I mean, he got relegated. So it's still in power good, hopefully. And yeah, it'll be interesting to see how, maybe someone will come in from, I don't know. But it'll be interesting to see how Heimer looks at the second tier in France, But if he was Championship, they'd have him. They'd have him in a heartbeat, So that'd be interesting to see. Anyway, right. So there are 5 players that we think are going to lead us to the World Cup. And of course, the 5 players.
We're going to win the World Cup. We're going to go to the World Cup anyway, but these are the players that are going to make us, instead of getting through the playoffs, we're going to just top the group, beat Portugal home and away.
Win the World Cup and European Championships at the same time. That's how good it's going to be. Yeah. Do you agree? Let us know in the comments. This should be interesting. Connor, send all your hate tweets to Connor over at Rep Tracker. But yeah, this is going to be very...
Made the list. You did make the list, don't lie.
I ain't taking credit for that. No, I'm just joking. But no, send your hate tweets to Connor. But tell us what you think. Do you agree? Tell us in the comments below. If you haven't already, please do like the video. Please do subscribe to the YouTube channel. Head over to Facebook, Instagram, and our Twitter accounts. And also head over to lansdowneroad.ie. Don't forget, on the 20th, if you're in North London, we have David Ford live interview and a book signing. 30 quid gets you a book, gets you a post-event buffet. And, I'm sure he'll sign it for you if you ask very nicely. And all proceeds will go to Hacks, who do fantastic work. That is in the Claddagh Ring, 10 Church Road, Northwest 4EA is the postcode. And if you can't make it, but you'd like the book or you'd like to contribute, you can also do that as well. The link, just get in contact with Martin Prendergast. And also there is a link in the description of this video. All right, Connor, we're going to leave it there. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for watching out there. We'll see you on the next one. We got the League of Ireland show coming up shortly as well over the next couple of days. Lots of action there. Lots to talk about with the League of Ireland review. And We'll see you in the next one. I'm David Dunn. He is Conor McAvoy. This is Lansdowne Road, the voice of the fans. We're out of here. Good night. God bless.